Hello friends, today we're going to be talking about what is a raving fan. It is virtually impossible in today's day and age to have a thriving business if you don't have people that love your product or service. You might have the best product or service out there, but if you do not have raving fans, nobody's going to know about it. Nobody's going to hear about it. Nobody's going to know the great quality products or services that you have to offer. So what is a raving fan? Well, you're in luck because today's episode, we're going to dive into exactly what that is. The concept of raving fans has been something that's been thrown out pretty generously over the last few years. But is it really just customers? Or is there a difference between loyal customers and actually raving fans? Well, that is exactly what we are going to discuss. So let's first jump in by understanding where the term raving fans came from, what it means, and I want to show you how to create raving fans and ultimately explain what they can do for your business. If you're ready, let's go. So where did the term raving fans come from? It was actually a book written in 1993 by the gentleman named Ken Blanchard. You might know him from the 1 Minute Manager. He was a fantastic author, and this book was revolutionary at its time, and it was well before its time. It really boggles my mind that Ken came up with this because at that time, there was consumers, there was happy customers, but the term raving fans really meant something different. It meant that these individuals were shouting it from the rooftops, that they loved your product, they loved your service, and without social media, the term raving fans really was something that was revolutionary for its time because I don't know if Ken knew what was coming with social media where raving fans in that term would really take on its own identity. He knew that it wasn't just somebody who loved your product or service, but it was somebody who promoted it. You had a built-in promotional organization because you created raving fans. So what is a raving fan and how are they different than just a happy customer? Think about the last product or service that you bought. Did you love it? Did you like it? Did you love it so much that you told other people about it? You know, there's a product that I learned about probably about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago that I've been a fan of, and I've told other people about it. For a period of time, I was kind of caught up in that craze of drinking energy drinks. But I remember I was at an event and I was drinking an energy drink and somebody next to me says, "Oh man, I can just smell the chemicals in that." For whatever reason, him saying that to me had really turned me off from energy drinks from that point forward because I could too smell the chemicals and thought, man, what are they putting in this? Years later, I was introduced to a product called Zip Fizz. It seemed a little bit healthier option, still had a little bit of zip in it to give you a little bit of boost, but it's something that I actually liked. When people asked me about it, I would happily tell them about it. So I became a raving fan of a product that I was taking because I liked what it did for me. I liked how it made me feel versus something else that when I took it, I thought, man, what chemicals am I putting in my body? Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't chemicals within a Zip Fizz, but it was a product and service that I liked enough to tell people about. And that's when I think of raving fans. What is it? Am I willing to tell other people about it and promote it myself? Now, a happy customer will never usually complain or say negative things about your organization, but in today's day and age with social media, you need somebody who's willing to shout it from the rooftops or shout it from the pages of social media. A raving fan will help in your social proof. In today's day and age, people want social proof. What is social proof? It means that they can go on social media pages and they can research your product or service. And if other people on those pages, if they see that people are fans, that's proof that they need to move forward with buying your product or service. So how do you create raving fans? First off, and I think it goes without saying, your product or service has to be top notch. It has to be something that influences, inspires, and drives the type of outcome you want for your students or for your customers. It has to deliver more than was expected. Now, the sales process can help with this. In our sales organization, we preach undersell and overdeliver. Many of you have probably been in the situation where you've been oversold and underdelivered, and I think most of us don't like that feeling. We don't like that scenario. So if you can undersell it and overdeliver, chances are that is a good first step for creating a raving fan. In my business, where we're creating hopefully success stories, we have educational customers that are hoping to learn something that's going to better their life. We have no choice other than to try and create raving fans. So we've made a couple policy changes in our organization that have been really crucial for creating raving fans. One of the things we've done, now when you have somebody come in and they're getting educated, you're matching them with a coach, a lot of times you don't know how those two personalities will mix. And we've seen times, not a lot, but we've seen times in an organization where a customer might call and say, listen, I'm not really getting much out of this coach, or I'm not getting along with this coach. And one thing we decided to do, rather than fight or argue on that, we decided we will get them a new coach, no questions asked, and give them all their sessions back that they had with a previous coach. At that point, those individuals know that you're in it to help them succeed. You're not in it just to take their money. And that in and of itself, that type of experience can create raving fans. So giving them an experience experience that they might not expect by going above and beyond is another way to create raving fans. So what do raving fans mean for your business, and how can you utilize them to increase your business's success? It means scaling your business. If you have raving fans, you now have a promotional team outside your organization that is telling people about your product and service. They're happy with it. They're mentioning it. They're adding you on social media. Those are all things that can benefit your business because, like I said, in today's day and age, people are scouring pages of social media and looking for social proof. They're looking for people around them that have done similar things in similar situations and looking for them if they can say, hey, I approve of this. I've seen success with this. I enjoyed this. I like that. I love that. If they see that through social proof, you're well on your way to creating raving fans. And think about it. If you have a promotional team through customers you've served in the past or products that they've bought in the past, imagine what that does for your organization. Not only do you have your normal marketing channels that are seeing success, but you've also got this promotional team that are driving additional people towards your business just because they like it. Eventually, you start to see the flywheel really start to spin within your organization. And when that happens, that's where the magic is. When you have people that love and they talk about your product service, you're putting marketing dollars into that, really magic starts to happen at that point. You know, I bought my first pair of Hey Dudes just last week. It seems like most of the young men and young women that I work with, they all have Hey Dudes. And I'd never even heard of them years ago. Maybe they've been around for a long time, but I did a little bit of research. Hey Dudes has a lot of raving fans. And the thing is, 2008, 2009, it was an Italian shoemaker that started this company. Really, sales started to take off in the United States, where they were providing a line of comfortable shoes that were still durable, and it took off. And it was probably a couple of years ago, Hey Dudes was bought for $2.5 million by Crocs. So raving fans can do amazing things for your business. Really, they were promoted. I mean, everybody I knew was talking about them. They were promoting them. They loved them. So having raving fans can also mean great things for the bottom line of your business and revenue of your business. I've seen raving fans in my business do wonderful things. I'd love to know what you've done to create raving fans in yours. Please feel free to comment. Let's engage in a dialogue. And as always, I've got a free gift for you here. Just click on the link below, aaronsSalesTraining.com. It's my 12-part sales and persuasion course. It's something that'll help you, help your organization, and it's 100% free. Just go ahead and click on the link. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.